Okay, so you know that feeling? You're talking to a friend about, I don't know, needing a new coffee maker, and then boom, an ad for that exact coffee maker pops up on your phone. It can really feel like your every move, your every thought is being tracked online. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how that actually happens. And more importantly, we're going to show you how to take back control of your digital privacy.
It is such a common, creepy feeling in the digital age. And while, no, your phone's microphone isn't constantly recording you for advertisers, the reality is almost as weird. See, companies have just gotten incredibly good at building a really detailed profile of you without ever having to hear your voice. So, how do they do it? And what can we actually do about it?
All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to uncover this invisible trail of data that you leave online. Then we'll explore the big industry-wide tools that can act as your first line of defense. From there, we'll give your browser a little superpower, fine-tune your favorite apps, and then, at the end, we'll put it all together into your own personal privacy toolkit.
To solve this problem, we first have to really understand the source, and it all starts with this concept called digital exhaust. Think of it like leaving digital breadcrumbs. Every single click, every search, every like, that's a crumb. Now, one crumb by itself doesn't reveal much, right? But all of them together, they create a very clear trail that leads right to your interests, your habits, and yeah, your wallet. That whole trail, that's your digital exhaust. It's the raw material for the entire personalized ad economy.
So, how do we start cleaning up this trail? Well, the first and probably broadest layer of control comes from the major advertising industry groups themselves. They actually provide tools that can act as your foundational defense.
Instead of trying to visit hundreds of individual websites to change your settings, which, let's be real, nobody has time for that, these alliances let you set your preferences all in one place. It is absolutely the most efficient way to tell a huge part of the advertising world, thanks, but no thanks.
These tools all work together, kind of like a team of specialists. Think of DAA Web Choices as your frontline defense for just everyday browsing. Then the NAI tool goes a bit deeper, targeting the ad networks and data brokers that are working behind the scenes. And for our viewers in the EU, the EDAA is your legal powerhouse, enforcing your rights under GDPR. Using all three of them together creates a much stronger shield.
So after setting those broad preferences, the next step is to make your own web browser do the work for you automatically. This is all about sending a direct, persistent message from your device to every single site you visit.
For years, we had this thing called Do Not Track, but it was basically just a polite suggestion that most websites simply ignored. Global Privacy Control, or GPC, completely changes the game. Here's the difference. DNT asked for privacy. GPC instructs websites to respect it. And in some places, like California, it's actually a legally binding signal. It's the difference between a suggestion and a command. Okay, so we've got our broad preferences set, our browser is sending out a really clear signal, now it's time for the final polish. This means tackling the specific apps and platforms where we actually live our digital lives. But our privacy shield isn't quite complete yet. See, those browser signals are powerful, but they stop right at the browser's edge. For all those apps on our phones, we need a special tool, and that's where App Choices comes in. It's designed specifically to manage ad preferences inside the mobile app world and reduce that tracking from one app to another.
And that brings us to the biggest player on the field, Google. Its network is just so vast. I mean, we're talking search, YouTube, maps, you name it, that it really needs its own targeted approach. Going directly into your Google Ads settings isn't just a good idea, it is essential for managing your privacy on one of the most dominant ecosystems online.
Whew! We have covered a lot of ground, from these big ideas to very specific tools. So now, let's put it all together into a simple, actionable plan.
You know, this really gets to the heart of it. The goal here isn't to try and become some sort of digital ghost. It's just about being the one in the driver's seat. It's all about empowerment and you choosing for yourself how your information gets used.
So here it is, your three-step action plan. First, use those ad alliances to set a really strong baseline. Second, activate global privacy control in your browser to send that constant automated signal. And third, fine-tune your control on key platforms using tools like App Choices and Google's own settings. Together, these steps create a really robust, layered privacy strategy.
Ultimately,
Every single piece of data you create contributes to your online story. The tools and the steps we've walked through today give you the power to be the author of that story, not just a passive character in it. The choice of how to shape that footprint is now yours.